Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane and the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
Yeah, that's better. Hey, Cygnus. Well, that didn't take long at all. Are you as bored as I am? Excuse me. So, kind of wish this was earlier. I haven't been feeling too good. Tell by my voice, I kind of haven't been feeling well. But anyway, this is dumb fuck. Need to fix this first. There we go. Alrighty. So I tuned in just now to it, and they were talking about there's a lot of evidence that for giants. Look at this dumb fuck.
I needed that little chuckle right there. Good to see everybody. Welcome, Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. Man, let's see who we got in here tonight. I haven't got anybody.
I mean, look, this is what's inside of his head. This movie. He thinks this movie is like real. That there's actually like that there's like this parallel universe like interlaced with ours where, if you're woke, you see it, What a clown.
Backstage yet. Usually Cubby or somebody's here by now, but maybe they just didn't get the notice. I don't know. But wow, you guys are fantastic people.
But I'll be right back. I need some weed. I haven't smoked pot all day. Shit.
We've got, look at here. We got Lisa Marie Tattersall. Look at here. Good to see you, sweetheart. Seeking Consciousness, David Koresh, Riley Studios, uh, David Koresh, and his Davidians. Don't be dividing us and shit now. Come on. We got Yonder Grovette. I'm going to say it like that. Thank you. It says, I love the vibes it solves. That's why I always come here. You know what? This is incredible because we do have very few trolls, a lot of really good people. Everybody gets along in here. We talk about a whole mess of different things, uncovering the illusions of everything. That's true, man.
There aren't any illusions, man. Grow up. Hey, I got this thing. Put this thing together. It's kind of cool. This is a ultrasonic heater. A induction heater. I've got the power supply in there, but you plug it in, and a little light comes on there, and this like vibrates so fast that it just by induction it heats up metal. I stuck a what do you call it, Allen key in there, and it like started glowing red. This thing's kind of neat. It doesn't do real big stuff, but it does smaller things pretty well. Brought on by Vlad's Mud Flood. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mud
Let's see
Flood.
who else we got. Four Jacks here today. Gordzilla, Mojo Shop. Good to see you, Mojo. DJ New Moon's with us. We've got Only Up Dudes. Who else we got? Hold on a second. Godheart. The Anunnaki Jew Lizards are coming next month, everyone. There's a big, giant space dookie that's supposed to arrive like in November, and I don't know what's going to happen. They're going to reveal that they're the origins of species or something. They're going to, I don't know. They might try to gaslight us. They're always trying to gaslight us. We got Twilight Nights.
They try and gaslight us. That's all you do, dude. That's all you do. I mean, your background proves it.
Next chapter. Jay Heighton, Eldon Bean, Nobody Knows, Shannon Emerson, KK Westbury, Art Acudo, good to see you, my friend. Haven't seen you in some time, man. One more quarters here, LJ.
Oh, and I ordered something pretty cheap. This is kind of cool. Let's see if yeah. This will come tomorrow. It's for the CNC machine. It's a red line laser module. And I got two of them. Oh, you can't see that. I got two of them. And I'm going to modify the CNC, the housing that holds the router. I'm going to mount these to it so that I have a crosshair where the two lines cross at dead center of the router. So I'll be able to line up like this the what do you call it, the home point. Like if I want it on the corner or if I have to start it in the exact center of a board, I'll have crosshairs that'll put me right where I want to be. It's kind of cool. It was only like $6 for two of them. It's pretty amazing.
We got Greg. Greg, thank you so much for your donation. It was so generous, and everyone that donated. I don't like to ask. That's why I just said, just a few bucks here and there. That would be great. And I never ask. I never ask. I put the ability to do that on the channel and leave that up to you. And I was astonished. You people are the most fantastic. It's so generous.
Wasn't he saying? Didn't he say a while back where yeah, he's so much better than everyone else because he doesn't ask for money. He doesn't beg for money. He didn't monetize and shit. Isn't that what he's been saying? Maybe that was somebody else.
Generous, so generous.
Yeah, if you put enough power into them, they'll melt metal. It's pretty amazing. It's yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like washers, nuts, bolts.
As most of you probably know, and some of you
I don't know how much power this thing will take. That's the only problem. Wait, what does it say? Input DC voltage 5 to 12. Input current. Wait, what's this? Okay, hold on. I got to use my magnifying glass. I use my phone as a magnifier. Stop it. What the fuck? I don't want to see you. What does it say? Input current. I have no idea what the fuck that is. MU. What the shit? 20 amp? 20 amp? Holy shit. Okay.
don't, my dear friend.
I think it's 20 amp. Can you see that? No, you can't see it. But yeah, I think it says 20 amp, 20A. Huh. Okay.
And companion.
My most powerful power supply is 3, and it was doing small metal pretty good. So if I put 20 amp through this thing, holy shit.
My dog Brandy crossed over the Rainbow Bridge today. It was very
That's too bad. That's too bad.
peaceful. We waited.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Monkey here one day, and I'm not gonna like it. Anyway, let's go past that.
Would roll her over and stuff every few hours, and got on the couch watching everything that was going on. And as soon as Brandy passed, something here in the other room. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
No, it says 20. It says 20. So it, Yeah, I just don't know. I've got a paper for it. I don't know what happened to the paper. I just had it. Did it drop on the floor? No. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it was $8 or $14 or some shit. How much was it? Wasn't that expensive? What did I pay for it? Well, it's $14. So I mean, it's not that expensive. So if I blow it up by putting too much current through it, oh well. It's not like it cost $100.
Been gone a couple days, forget how to do every fucking thing. Holy crap. It might be the people.
What I was thinking is build one to act as a forge or not a forge. Yeah, a forge. Instead of coal or gas, use this. Heat up your metal, pound it, you know.
Peanut butter balls too. I had 3 of them big fuckers too. That's pretty good.
Palestinians have more ethnic and genetic ties to ancient Israel than modern Israelis.
Okay, then modern Israel.
Oh, Jesus. We want to get into this fucking anti-Semitic bullshit.
Luciferian system that we live under. It is completely 100% the opposite of what is presented to us. Everything. And the more we uncover, the more we see that to be true. Education does the opposite of what you would think that it does. Oh, it's there to make you smart. No, it is not.
Yeah, it does. It teaches you critical thinking skills. Teaches you skills you need for later in life, dipshit.
It is to keep you from being smart. Everything is the opposite. Representatives, you're not represented. That's fucking stupid. Israel's represented. We know that. Jesus, these people. Just to give you an idea. Okay, so they're sending they got all these immigrants in Ireland, Sweden and Ireland are being flooded with illegal immigrants, right? It's Jewish revenge. They are behind it. This guy says
Sweden and Ireland.
Says it. He pretty much says it. It's like, why?
And nah, I don't get into this shit. This guy's a fucking racist piece of shit. I had something other than that lined up for today. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this fuckwad. Where are we at? Oh, this is interesting. I thought it was cool. I hired I hired an accountant to take out Danny Pratt for me. Doesn't that guy look like Danny Pratt? Holy crap, he does. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. It's Daniel Pratt, I think. Yeah, here it is. He didn't have any more fucking videos? What the shit? Did he delete all his videos? That's weird. Yeah, here he is. Yeah, he looks like Danny Pratt. Where is it? Where was that? Yeah, here we go. It's fucking Daniel Pratt. I swear to God, it is. This is the guy. Um, this is the one. He's the guy who used to live stream all the time, like every night. And this is before like YouTube allowed you to block people and like kick them off your channel and shit. So I used to go in there and troll the fuck out of him. I challenged him to debate constantly, every day. Just, hey, you want to debate? Let's debate, Danny. You know, you're talking a lot of shit. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. And he got so fucking mad, he doxed himself. He challenged me to a fist fight. That's when he lived out here on the West Coast. He challenged me to a fist fight and doxed himself live. Gave me his address, his phone number. It's hilarious. So this is something I found. This is kind of cute. It's called Taste the Biscuit.
Would you like the rest of my sandwich?
I'm not homeless. Hey, come on, grab your stuff. I got us a place to play.
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a place called Dante's or something. And they've only allowed us to do one song, so we got to make it a good one. Come on.
Taste the biscuit.
It's a fucking thrift store.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread. To get your butter spread all on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese. 'Cause when you're at KFC, you got that special sauce to stir my curiosity. Just give me a 5-piece meal. Oh, what a deal. A big old box, it's all for me. You know I'll take coleslaw on the side. I could tell you wanted to try the potato wedges.
Anyway, I think that's fucking hysterical. Oh, wait. Didn't mean to close that out. Sorry. All right, where was it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is brane. I don't know if I did this earlier, did this before or not, but I think I was scheduled to do this when I got put on a timeout.
Okay, so would water have ever rotated on this rotating sphere when the
What?
supposed, the planet got spinning, right? When it was first big banged into existence.
Yeah, it can rotate with the sphere, yeah.
Well, here I have a pot of water, and actually has more friction than the globe because it's got friction below and it's got friction on the sidewalls. Okay, so I'm going to put in this green dye, and we start to spin it.
Why are you spinning that? Why are you spinning that?
So you can see the dye is not turning. That's in the water. The water's not moving. It has...
Right, because water has a limited viscosity, but it does have friction. If you spin it enough, it'll start turning, no matter where the dye is.
two reasons that the water would move: friction and surface tension. Well, surface tension is not going to come into play, and friction is only when the dye sinks to the bottom and you see a little bit of friction at play, but the rest of the water is not going to turn.
Okay, what's your point? What's your point, man? So what you need to do is take this water and move it like this, because like this is the ocean, and it's on the earth, and it's moving with the earth. So can you move water in a cup? Yeah, you can.
When they say gravity, well, I'm on the gravity ball. Let me repeat, I'm on your gravity ball doing this experiment.
Yeah, and what is your point? Is that thing not flying out of the bowl? No, it's staying in the bowl because it's moving with the bowl, and the bowl's moving with the house, and the house is moving with the earth.
And it's not forcing the water to turn, right? Because the green dye is not moving and the ground is rotating out from under it. And here I'll do the same thing. I put some dots on the bottom, scribbled some black marker.
See, I think what he's confusing is he's trying to equate the spinning globe Earth to a flat Earth if it spun around, right? Like a turntable, like this. Very fallacious reasoning.
So you can see the ground turning from underneath the green dye. And just a reminder, that's thousands of feet deep water moving at hundreds of miles per hour.
No, the water doesn't move like this on the earth, asshole. It doesn't. It's just this is meaningless. It's worthless. It doesn't mean anything.
And the water wants to move in a straight line, so does the air. But the ground is forcing it to turn. All points on a sphere are forcing it to turn. And of course I have the AE map here so you can see the whole Earth and see all the water. And you can see the ground rotating or turning.
But that's not the sphere Earth. See, I knew it. What did I say? He's trying to make it seem like this is what spins. And no, the Earth is a sphere, dude. You're spinning the Earth inside water? Seriously? Are you fucking insane?
Under the water. Would the water have ever gotten turning with the rotating sphere Earth?
Yeah, because gravity holds it to the Earth. Gravity holds it in place. You know, our oceans have shores and mountains and land. You know that, right?
So what's going to make the water turn with the rotating Earth? Well, actually, never mind what's going to make it turn. What's going to make it even move with the ground? The ground is going...
Gravity. Like this, right? Like this. See, it's moving around like that. Around with the Earth. It's stuck to the Earth. What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
Going to have to drag the water along, right? So what's going to get the water, when is the water going to get up to speed with the moving ground, the rotating ground? Well, let's say it does happen. Well, at that point, the water's going to move straight. It's going to want to move straight. That's what any free moving thing, water and air and anything not tied down, is going to want to move in a straight line. And that takes it to the equator. That's what we see with rotating, spinning balls.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is...
And as I've said many times, gravity located at the center of mass aids in things going straight, just like satellites.
Right. What are you talking about?
The concept, the fictitious concept of orbiting satellites. They move in a straight line because they orbit the center of mass. So that's why water and everything is going to want to move in a straight line. And that's Newton's observation, right? That we see on our flat Earth. Everything moves in a straight line. So what's going to make...
Yeah, he is so dumb.
The water, first of all, even get up to speed. But let's say it does. What's going to make it turn? And let me remind you that all latitudes on a rotating sphere Earth are a turn to the left.
Right, a big fucking turn. A turn that to us appears like a straight fucking line.
In the northern hemisphere and to the right in the southern hemisphere. So the water and the air want to go straight.
No,
even though
they
the ground
don't.
is turning. So in order to see a scene like this, like a mirror, like glass, you have to have the water and the air has to be in sync with the ground.
That's what it does. It stays there. The earth moves at not as fast a rate as that red ball. The earth moves at 1 revolution per day. 1 per day. It's not fast.
Otherwise, you get turbulence, either wind or waves, and a centripetal
Why would you get turbulence? Why?
force is required to make something turn, to go in a circle, to circle. So what's going to do that? Remember, I did this experiment with the little blue ball. I had to make a very small drop of water or dye. I put a very small drop so that it has enough friction and surface tension to keep it turning so I can get up to speed. And once I do get up to speed and the drop of dye can break free from the friction.
So is the dye just staying put? No, it's moving with the ball. Right? You're contradicting yourself. You're proving your last statement incorrect.
Friction and the surface tension, it heads.
So where's the water? Where's that green spot?
South toward the equator in a
out.
straight line, as per Newton's law, or just actually it's just a.
So it stayed there. It just moved toward the highest point, moved toward the equator of this ball because of centrifugal force, right? Or centripetal, whatever, right? So not only have you debunked your previous statement or the previous part of the video, but you've also shown how we have a equatorial bulge on the Earth. See, that's what you've just done right there.
Hijacking of what we observe. Things go in a straight line unless there's something to act upon them. Now, a truth is what this professor says, that in order for something to turn, to remain turning, it needs a force.
And one other experiment we can do to show that a force inward is required to keep the ball moving in a circular path is to, at some point, as the ball is rolling around there, I'll just pick up the ring and watch what happens to the ball. The ball will be moving in this path. When the ball is right here, I'll lift up the ring, and you'll notice that the ball will continue on with a straight line motion in the absence of a net force.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it moving. It just leave it on the turntable and it'll eventually start turning. Water has viscosity, but it doesn't have a lot of viscosity. It's pretty fluid, pretty thin.
Demonstrating that a centripetal force or an inward force is required to keep an object moving in a circular path.
Right. That's why we have an equatorial bulge, P-Brain.
Okay, called centripetal force, or an inward force. Okay, so there is no inward force to make this water turn with the ball.
But it did turn with the ball.
It want to go.
You just showed that it turned with the ball, P-Brain. You just demonstrated that it does.
Straight, as I show with this blue ball and this car. On the blue ball, you see the car, that's a straight path. The latitude lines are a turn. All points on a sphere are forcing the ground to turn to the left in the northern hemisphere and to the right in the southern hemisphere. The only place you go straight, and this is talking about on a sphere, a straight line on a sphere is a great circle, and that's the equator.
Yeah, what's your point? I mean, what's your point, man?
Now, as you move toward the poles, it morphs from the action on the equator is like a Ferris wheel, right? You go up and around, but you, as far as left to right goes, you move in a.
So you're moving that car at about 5,000 miles an hour, right? Or a little faster than that. Holy shit! He's moving that thing around about a third of the way around, or quarter of the way around. What's a quarter of 24,000? That would be 6,000. And you've moved it 6,000 miles. Let's say 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles in about a half a second. That's 10.8 million miles an hour. How fast does your car go? How fast does your car go, P-Brain? See, if you're here, if you're on this latitude line, you're not going 3,000 miles an hour. You're going about 50, 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 80. So you wouldn't notice the turn, dipshit. Hey, Sancha, what's up? Yeah, but some people have to be told over and over again.
In a straight line. As you move toward the poles, you start to morph. The Ferris wheel morphs into a merry-go-round. So
yeah, what's your point?
When you go all the way up to the North Pole area and you stand on that surface, you are essentially on a merry-go-round. Very slow-moving merry-go-round, but you're on a merry-go-round. That's the confusing part.
No, it's not confusing. It's not confusing to anyone but you and flat earthers. Stop thinking that everyone is as dumb as you are, P-Brain.
How a sphere works is that you got to think of them a morph. It morphs. So the upper, toward the poles is a platform, but it's a convex platform. It's not a flat platform exactly like a merry-go-round would be, or like my blue platform here rotating. But the principle applies. And gravity has no relevance as far as making something turn.
Nobody said it does. Who said gravity makes the earth turn? Who said that, Beaverade? Name that person, please. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask him that. Name one person that has said that gravity is what makes the earth spin. No, he's gone in on a completely false assumption that gravity makes the earth spin. That's his whole video is based on that.
As you can see, I'm on the ball right here and I'm turning this pot and the water's not turning. Even though friction's at play. Not just the ground like you'd have on a sphere in this pot. You have the ground creating friction, but you also have the walls of the pot creating friction, and yet it's not making it turn. So the ball is fiction. You realize it was made up, right? It was made up to counter the...
No, it wasn't made up. We measured it, P-Brain. It's not made up.
Biblical account.
No, why would we do that? You can believe whatever the fuck you want, but scientists measure shit. We don't go by the Bible, man. They actually get out and measure stuff.
Which is that God created. And they don't want that.
Oh, okay. Your God created. Your God created this, man. That's what your God created, is this spherical earth.
Right? So,
I mean, why are you lying? I mean, you say, why are you faking everything? Nobody's faking anything, man. Nobody is faking anything except for flat earthers. Why are you lying about everything?
Here you go. Just another experiment and another proof.
No, the only thing this is proving is how little you understand about stuff. That's the only thing you've proven. Your lack of education, your skepticism, and how much you don't understand what's going on.
That the water wouldn't turn with a rotating sphere, and if it ever did eventually get up to speed, well, not even that the water won't turn. So here's another proof that the water won't even move on a rotating sphere. Once the ground's going to rotate right out from under it. And essentially what that causes then is hundreds of mile per hour moving ground with water not moving is the same as the water moving backwards at hundreds of miles per hour relative to.
What are you fucking talking about? You're making absolutely no sense, man. None.
The ground. So,
hey, Extra J.
It's a catastrophe. And if it ever does get up to speed and start spinning with the ground, it's going to want to shoot out in a straight line. That's why water moves to the equator of a spinning ball. All right. That's it for now. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
See, if the water didn't spin with the Earth, then that water would not be this shape, P-Brain. The water would not be this shape if it didn't spin with the Earth, as you're demonstrating here, right? It would just sit at the bottom. There'd be no turning. It'd be a lot of fucking turbulence because this thing's changing size with the water staying put and it changing the size going all the way around where it's the long end moves. There'd be a lot of turbulence. But you've had your channel for how long? Since 2014, man. And you've not gotten any more intelligent. As a matter of fact, you've gotten dumber and dumber and dumber. Like every other flat earther. He also did a lot of stuff about the final experiment.
Hello.
Yes, everything that I don't like is fake. Everything they don't like is fake. Or it's a hoax or a red flag or CGI.
The final experiment.
Let's see how little he understands about this shit.
Ooh, what are they going to find? Well, my friends.
So he's just another flat earther who lost their fucking mind because 8 people saw the sun. Well, no, this is from 10 months ago. This is old.
Rest assured, the Earth is not a ball.
Well, this proves it is. The final experiment proves that it is, P-Brain. It proves that it's not flat.
Okay. Now, here's how you can.
You can't have the sun south of you when you're further south than it can ever fucking go. That's impossible on your flat Earth.
Have confidence in that. If they had footage of this 24-hour sun in Antarctica,
they do like a time lapse for 25 hours. You think that's what they do?
They would have already showed it to us.
They did. They did. See, there it is right there. See the sun up here? That's the sun, dipshit.
But, well, they have, P-Blaine. You guys just don't think it's real. All the footage they've showed us is fake.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not fake. It's 100% real. You're just a whiny little bitch who can't deal with reality, who can't handle your paradigm being destroyed.
Okay, how do we know that? Well,
you don't know that. You couldn't know that because it's not that.
Remember this one from way back? I remember David Weiss showed this. I don't know if it was his video or whose video it was, but it showed the repeating clouds. At the beginning of the 360-degree time lapse, you had the same.
Yeah, yeah. It repeated at the beginning and end. You know why? Because they started it in the middle and then edited it. They started it. See, they had a time span, right? This is the time span that shows on the camera. Well, they started it here and ended it here. Or maybe they went further. And then he just took the stuff out of the middle. There's an explanation. The guy explained why it does that. But of course, P-Brain, being the dumb fuck he is, didn't bother to like investigate that, find out why. He just says it's fake.
Clouds coming in at the beginning as you had at the end. That's because this is layered footage.
Layered footage? You think maybe if he bothered to fake it, he'd do a better job faking it? Seeing as this guy is like a seasoned professional photographer, you think maybe he would have caught that?
Like old Disney movies and, Mary Poppins. This is just layered footage, okay? Then there's this one. Okay, now here we have Will Duffy talking to Danny Faulkner. Oh, God.
Danny Faulkner's a dipshit.
What a shill this guy is.
Or is Danny Faulkner? Who is Danny? I'm not. Anyway, I don't want to say that. I'm not familiar with Danny Faulkner. So he might be an intelligent person.
So
I've heard his name a lot.
Here's the narrative being set up. There's a video with him, and then there's the other video.
Is Danny Faulkner a friend of the channel, or is he a flat earther?
There's a couple videos that I saw. One where Will Duffy is talking to Danny Faulkner. And they're already setting up the premise that we are going to say whatever they show us, because of course when they go down there, which I guess they already are there, they're going to have to film so they can show us. They can't just tell us. They're going to do it.
Right. They had a live stream. Dude. They showed it live. They had a 25 hour. Dave McKenna filmed a 25-hour live stream. Did you know that?
A time lapse, right? So they're going to claim, oh, they're just not going to believe it. They're going to say it's fake and it's edited. Okay?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. Anything you don't like is fake. That's a childish way to look at life.
Well, it is fake and edited. Everything they've showed us is fake and edited.
For years, the globe side was saying, hey, there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. That doesn't work on a flat Earth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your mom's box is fake and edited. There.
And then they said, well, no, there isn't. And then the globe side produced videos of the midnight sun, of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and they essentially discarded those videos as being edited or doctored. And so that's why I came up with this. It's like, okay, we're actually going to go to Antarctica now so that you can see this 24-hour sun phenomenon with your own eyes.
You have the one with the repeating clouds, of course, and now...
No, there's no repeating clouds in this video there, buddy. Because this isn't edited.
Now you have this one where the text, and this was deliberate. Why they did this, I don't know.
Oh yeah, oh no, this isn't FTFE. This is the same guy who did the other one. But yeah, you know why they put that in there? Because so you could tell what direction the camera's facing. That's why they did it. I mean, can you figure that out yourself? I think he even explains it. Just to show you that they're facing west. Now they're facing south, and then east, and then north, and then west. See, that's why they put it in there. It's After Effects. Has nothing to do with the original video.
But they're showing the text slip behind the mountains, slip behind the ground.
Yeah, you don't think that text is really in the picture in the scene, do you? You don't think that he actually saw this floating in the air? Is that what you think?
And slip behind the rock. Look at the H in the word north.
Yeah.
It's behind this.
Yeah, because you put a mask on this, right? You mask this out for each frame, and you can put the text behind the mask or in front of the mask. It's a layer. Do you know how Photoshop or After Effects works?
It's rock, and the rock is behind clouds. So they put clouds over the rock. You can see.
No, they didn't put clouds over the rock. The clouds are there. The lettering isn't. The lettering was added later. The clouds are already there. God damn, he is dumb, man.
The clouds are over the words, over the text.
Yeah, that's a damn good effect. What's your point, P Brain?
North, and
his name is very apropos, wouldn't you say, P Brain?
The word west, you can see that text going behind the mountains.
Yeah.
Of course, it's fake.
Yes, the lettering is fake. The lettering is fake. He put it in after, dude. Do you think he's trying to do you think he's presenting this as real? No, it's just overlaid into the video so you know which direction you're facing. What the fuck, man? Do you think if, like in a movie or a documentary where they're flying in a plane and it shows you down on the ground like dotted lines going, like showing where they're going or like the name of a country that they're flying over, you think that's really there on the ground or on the water?
There's nothing real. There was actually another video. I was going to do a video on it. I remember. I think I just commented on it, but it was.
He is dumb. You think that's that lettering just like appeared in midair?
It's the construction of a pod.
Yes, subtitles are a hoax. Very good.
Some kind of prefab.
I mean, if you're watching a movie and there's subtitles, the movie's fake, but do those actors exist? This dummy thinks that because there's lettering, because he put lettering in there in After Effects, that the whole thing's fake. Are you serious?
Housing in Antarctica, and supposedly
housing.
They have to, remove. They can't.
I have to say that every time someone says housing, because of Monty Python.
Leave anything behind. They have to, it has to be environmentally clean. So they either showed the building being constructed or torn down. I don't remember. Or deconstructed is a better word for it. So they showed the 24-hour sun, but this is just a prefab building. It's not like a place that you can verify what it was.
Right. They're on sleds. They're not prefab. They're like shipping containers. They're I guess they'd be prefab. They don't build them on the site. So yeah, it'd be a structure that's on skids, on runners, so that they could hook it up to a fucking snowcat and move it to where they need it. What's your point?
Or whatever. Or
does that mean everything's fake because they have that technology?
Where it was. And so the sun went around. Okay, looks okay. But then they showed an interior scene of people in like a cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
And the shadow.
Yeah, people eat there. They have a cafeteria. They have a fucking lodge, man, with a roaring fire and a fucking bar. They got a whole deal. People go skiing there. They have a marathon there. People camp. Debunk the flat earth by showing a 24-hour sun. That's what they do down there.
It was going the wrong way. I can't remember what.
What? Going the wrong way? No. The sun goes left to right, or right to left, south of the equator. Goes left to right on north of the equator. Goes counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere, clockwise in the southern hemisphere.
What video this is, but it's just, again, more fakery. So rest assured, it's going to be fake. Unless Will Duffy is this interested in truth guy, and he's going to go down there, and they're going to film this sun for a day, and they're going to show that it does not.
Well, they filmed it for 3 days and it never set once. Not once.
Not circle around and circle around to the south of them and back around. That it's
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it did. Did you see what the directions? See, that's why you put it up there, because it's impossible on a flat Earth for the. Let me see if I can find. Oh yeah, here. Well, can I find one on your channel here? Do you show a picture of it? Yeah, I guess we could use this. Yeah, see, when you're here, right? Or they were here. They were like here. Where were they? Chile? Yeah, they were like right where this guy is sitting his butt. And the sun can't go any further than this, right? If this, well, this looks like it's the equator. So it couldn't go any further than this. It can't go any further south than this because it just follows this line going around, right? So how could they, being here, look south, which is this direction? See, they'd have their back like this. If they were this guy, he'd be turned around with his back facing the sun, but yet he'd be able to see it in real life. How does that work? Well, the only way it works is if the Earth is a sphere that spins. That's the only way it works, man. It's the only way.
actually going to rise in the northeast and set.
I mean, just that fact that they could see this sun out here completely destroys your flat Earth.
In the northwest, as we know it will on a flat Earth. That's what they would show. Now, if he's going to do that and they're going to be honest, wow, we are in for a golden age. We're in for a paradigm shift away from the people who've created a...
Right. He shows you everything you've asked for. Everything you mentioned, he shows you. He shows it in the final experiment. 25-hour time time lapse. 3 or 4 other people doing the same thing with 360 cameras. Yeah, they showed it all. But dumb fucks like you won't believe it no matter what. That's sad, man. It really is sad.
Fake reality to reality, right? It could be a glorious time where we're embracing the truth, the God of the Bible.
No, you're not embracing the truth. You know why I know? Because then you said the God of the Bible. You're not embracing truth.
Would be back in control. Of course, they don't want that. So that's how that would go if he's real and honest. But I have a feeling it's going to go another way. They're going to fake it because they've already set up the faker.
No, they're going to fake it because you want it to be fake. You can't handle reality. See, if you face reality, you have to face the fact that God didn't create the earth flat. That's the reality you have to face. And you can't handle it because you're a small, pea-brained individual.
By saying that we're going to say it's fake and edited, yet, as I just showed you, the videos are fake and edited. And that...
No, they're not. They're not fake. They're edited. You know how you take a video that's on your phone or your camera and you put it into a computer and you edit it? That's what you do with every video. And being this guy's a cinematographer or a photographer, he's going to want to edit his videos and make them more appealing. So he does things like put a star filter on the sun. Mask out, use the landscape as a mask and add text so it looks cool. But it doesn't mean it's fake, people, right?
They're going to get the flat earthers to go along with it. They're going to pay them off or something, and that's probably the scenario, or something else happens, God forbid. Remember, these people are psychos.
So anything but the truth, right? Anything but reality. Just everything. They're going to be paid off, or they're going to lie, or everything's going to be fake, and everything but the possibility that your Earth isn't flat, right?
And here's another winner with the same narrative. Dave McKeegan with his dog. Oh my God. I watched this guy's.
Yeah, he owns a dog.
I've tried
What's your point?
to watch videos of his, but actually, it's something that needs to be looked at. I mean,
You know, if you listen to him, pay attention to what he says instead of mocking him, going in with this venality, and actually listen to what he has to say, you might not be as dumb as you are.
no wonder he's with a dog. Nobody
You might not say dumb fucking things like what you just now said.
else would be with this guy.
He has a wife, dipshit. Did you know that? That he's married? He has a wife and kids. Probably more friends than you. Do you have a wife?
I mean, his voice is the
Do you even have a dog?
most grating thing I've heard in a long time.
No, it's not. I know of several people whose voices are more grating. I'd say Ted Cruz. He's got a punchable voice.
Anyway, so he said,
Tim Miller, or not Tim Miller, Tim, what's his name? Fucking that goddamn Nosferatu looking motherfucker. Him, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that too.
setting up the same.
I really don't like Biden's voice either. It's like, he's just too cool, man. I couldn't deal with him saying saying how he's from wherever, New Jersey, all the fucking time. But he was a lot better than a lot of people. Trump is fucking horrible. Speaks with a fifth grade fucking vocabulary.
Narrative that we're going to claim that it's fake and edited. So here,
Right, you're doing that already. You've already done that. You've already, before they've even gone, you've declared it fake. What kind of fuckwit are you, man?
we go. Let me play a clip.
Well, when the details of TFE first came to light, like I say, I didn't think any flat earthers would commit to going. And I wasn't convinced that it would actually make any difference to the argument anyway. I thought it quite likely that they would just make some excuses for not going and then just ignore it and then dismiss any future footage showing the 24-hour sun and say it was just faked or edited in some way.
Because these aren't just your average person.
Right, he's nailing you. He's predicting what every one of you motherfuckers did.
That says, oh, you know, whatever, they work every day and they think the earth's a ball because we've all been shown it's a ball our whole life, and they believe in space and all the space movies and the video games. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people that actually know that it's not real and they're pushing this fake ball. These are psychos, all right? I wouldn't go with them. No way. You know, it's kind of like during...
No, because you're a coward. You're afraid to face reality. You're afraid to have your paradigm challenged, to have your reality challenged, because it would unhinge you.
If you guys watched any politics you had when they were trying to impeach President Trump, and Adam Schiff, this real shifty character, was
we can tell who we voted, who P-Brain voted for. There's only one group of people that calls this man shifty. Just one. Oh, I did some shorts. I'm kind of proud of them. Hold on, here we go. Oh.
If I can be honest.
Oh, wait, that's not it. Hold on. Where is it?
Don't be stupid. Be a smarty. Come and join the MAGA party. Don't be...
Wait, what?
I love how all these...
That's not it. Is this one in?
This just in.
No. Oh, look at this shit. I've been doing videos of this channel since February 2024, right? My most viewed video is this. This is my most viewed video. 1.7 thousand views. What the fuck? What the hell am I doing? Serious.
Trump must be an oarsman, you know, a member of a crew, those guys on the long boats that paddle the boat. Because every time I see him, I say to myself, stroke, 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 stroke.
Anyway. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. Let's go back. He's got another one here. I mean, it's just pathetic. It really is that how they can't face it. They just can't deal with it. Let me oh, wait a second. I can go back this way. This is SPIN. TFE, the real final experiment. Observation, Antarctica. Debunked. No rotation, no ball equals flat Earth. Okay.
Hey everybody, this photo debunks the final experiment's experiment.
No, it doesn't. It's a photograph. It's a photograph.
Which is really an observation. This picture debunks it. Because this picture of a glass-like mirror water shows that there's no spin to the Earth. The Earth...
No, see, there's a thing called conservation of linear momentum or angular momentum. See, it just moves with the Earth, man. Gravity holds it to the Earth, and it moves with the Earth. And it's just a quiet day. It's a calm day, so you don't have a lot of wind. So, no, this doesn't debunk the globe Earth. Not at all.
Earth is not a rotating ball. Period. So their little experiment is reliant on a rotating sphere. That's what they're trying to prove with their footage. Whether it's fake or real doesn't matter.
No, they weren't trying to prove that it spins. They were proving that it's not a flat Earth, that it's a sphere Earth.
If a ball was actually rotating, and remember, this rotating sphere is said to have an equatorial bulge of 14 miles high. That's right.
Right, you proved it with your green dye that you put on the ball. You proved it by that demonstration. Did you realize you did that?
Right now, people.
I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't even realize it.
That's a 1,000-mile-per-hour spin around the equator.
That's 1 revolution per day.
The Earth is bulging upward 14 miles high at the equator. This is what they say.
Right, this is a major over-exaggeration. See, it would be more like, not even to the end of this dash. Not even to the end of this dash. It's just like a pixel, a tenth of a pixel past this green line is how much of a bulge there is.
He said this goes all the way back to Newton, okay? That's ground, that's rock, dirt, beyond measurable weight.
No, that's water. That's water.
Lifted up 14 miles high. Yet, look at this water. Okay, when the wind's not blowing, you can get...
Right, it's just still. It's still.
Water like this, anywhere on Earth, dead still like a mirror. That's it. Earth is flat and stationary.
No, it's not, you dipshit. It really isn't.
This picture debunks their little experiment. It's moot at this point because they are reliant on a rotating sphere. That's their model, and they're saying that they showed that their little experiment proved that they got a 360-degree sun rotating around or orbiting around Antarctica near the South Pole, or at the South Pole. This is what they're saying. There is no South Pole. There's an Antarctic ice wall, of course, around the entire Earth, holding the water in. Yeah.
No.
Debunked. This photo debunks it. You can't get around it.
No, see, there is a South Pole. People have been there. It's only like 90 miles from where they, or 60, 70 miles from where they were. It's not very far. About 180 miles, something like that. Yeah, it's not far at all. See, they went to the South Pole, or they went close to it. People have actually been to the South Pole. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's fake. Okay?
Water is the most easily moved thing. That would be just absolutely piled up. And did you know this, that on a sphere, there's only...
What the fuck is this, man?
One place on a sphere where you go absolutely in a straight line, that the momentum of the rotating Earth would push you in a straight line. That's the equator. That's it. Everywhere else on the sphere, you have to turn. In the northern hemisphere, on an eastward...
Hi, Lizzie.
Rotating Earth, you would be forced to turn to the left. In the southern hemisphere, you would be forced to turn to the right. Water and everything else wants to go in a straight line. This is why water moves to the equator of a rotating ball, a wet...
No, it doesn't. It moves with the Earth, man. It's just slightly bulged at the equator by 14 miles. That's not big, dude.
Ball with water on it, the water always moves to the equator. Try looking this up. Try finding an explanation of...
So they think this is what should happen on the Earth. They think this is what should happen with the Earth. In real life, if the Earth was a ball. That's how dumb they are.
How the water and why it moves to the equator of a ball. I couldn't find it. I spent at least a half an hour looking online. I couldn't find it. But I can give you an explanation, and I'm sure I'm going to get some people who get me riled up enough to put out the explanation. I'll tell you exactly how it works. All right? But in the meantime, rest assured, the final experiment means nothing that they did. This is the final.
Means nothing. It means nothing. First, it was, nobody can go south of the 60th parallel. And then it's, no one can go south unescorted. And then no one can go to Antarctica. And then it was, no one can explore freely. And then it was, it doesn't matter. It's still flat.
Final experiment, or actually the final observation. This dead still, mirror-like, glass-like body of water. Done. Welcome to to flat Earth. We live on an immovable, stationary plane.
No, we don't. It's been measured. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. There's only one thing left to do.
God damn, what a dipshit. What an unbelievable moron. They just can't handle reality. They just can't. Here's Critical Think.
Hey, everybody.
I noticed there's no videos between this one, the one we just watched. See, this one was the one before was before they went, and then there's TFE, and it didn't show anything with TFE. But then it's critical think back from Australia, from Antarctica. So why didn't he do any videos while they were there? I wonder.
Hey everybody.
Did he do any live videos? No, he didn't. He didn't go live. Huh?
Hey everybody. So I got into a conversation with hot off the Antarctic Express, Critical Think. Yeah, we actually got into a debate on my last video. This one right here was spin, and this dead still, beautiful picture of this dead still water. That's not possible.
See, that's fake because this was edited. You put this on there. See, this is edited. So it's all fake, right? So you can't use this as evidence because this has this there. See how this works? See how your logic works? So you can't use this as evidence because it's been edited.
On their spinning ball Earth, and that's what I'm going to show you here. I'm also going to show you that, remember the Spherelander? I actually in my community posts, I put out a poll too. I said, should we call...
Oh my God, look at this shit. Look at this. So this guy's leaning this way. These are all leaning over. So, yeah, what's your point, man? Holy fuck. You really don't get it. You really don't get it. Because this is not anywhere near close to reality.
Call it a Cylinsphere or a Spherelander. And I believe Spherelander won. And so that's what I'm calling it here, a Spherelander. It's a combination or a hybrid of a cylinder and a sphere. And I argued with two trolls, and I did a video on this, Wolfgang Lawn and JSS Tiger. Who knows who they are? They could be Neil deGrasse Tyson. You know, they could be Lawrence.
Can you? Okay.
Krauss, these guys hiding and pretending and using their fake account because they know they'll get slaughtered by flat earthers if they debate them. So here we have Critical Think. He didn't...
Dude, I was trying to get you to debate for years. And you chickened out every time, man. You chickened out. So, what do you mean afraid to debate flat earthers?
Like that, I guess I did this video saying that dead still water like this debunks their experiment because they need rotation to have a sun going around 360 at...
Right, that's the only explanation. That's the only explanation of why that happened.
The South Pole. I know. The thing about there's another argument. Somebody came up with a dome experiment and a mirror and showing that you could see a 24-hour sun. And I said in one of my past videos, recent videos on this.
So I mean, he knows that if TFE was real, then the flat Earth isn't real. The flat Earth it's not flat. That's why he has to say it's fake. Because he can't face it.
Antarctic trip, that if they had it, they'd have shown.
I mean, if he ever admitted it to himself, he'd have to be put on suicide watch. I'm I'm convinced of that. Him, Witsit, all of them. Flatzoid, they'd be suicidal.
Showed it, and why did we get doctored footage? So none of it makes sense. So anyway, regardless of that,
we got doctored footage because he wanted to make it look more interesting. You just can't follow it, can you?
The Earth would have never formed. We could never live on this spinning ball. It's all fake. We live on an immovable...
It's all fake. I don't like it. Do not want.
Plane. Period. With a dome, because we have gas pressure, you have to have containment.
Right. Gravity does that. Gravity holds the water and the air to the Earth and us and everything else. We have gravity. So we don't need a dome. And we've never seen a dome. We've never run into a dome going into space. No dome.
But, you know, that's
You've never proven there's a dome. No flat earther has ever proven there's a dome.
Another story.
The closest any of you dipshits can come is rainbows and we can breathe. So there has to be a dome.
So this critical think comes along and he describes the sphere as a cylinder as well. But they're tricky. They try to do a hybrid. They try to combine the two. So that's what I'm going to show you here. So here's a quote from our little debate. I have the debate pinned.
He also has trouble thinking in 3D, in 3 dimensions.
It's under another name.
Like they all do, as is the custom.
It's not under my name or his name, but it's about 20 comments long. I left it hanging at the end. I didn't comment on his last
like you do
comments because he thinks he's got me and it's just going to be a back and forth. So I thought, well, I'll do a video on it. So
yeah, P-Brain is the guy that thinks that shit actually drops in reality. It actually gets lower as it moves away because he's combined a orthographic view with perspective. He's put perspective into an orthographic view, which is not allowed. He can't do that. Orthographic is orthographic. Once you put perspective into it, it's perspective. It is no longer orthographic.
Here he is thinking that I don't understand that he's incorrect. All right. So he says, think of a sphere, P-Brain, as a cylinder of increasing radius, like this spherelander that I have here. I think you'll understand. Okay, think of a sphere as a cylinder of increasing radius, and I think you'll understand, P-Brain.
Does he have a lisp? I don't think he has a lisp, does he? Why are you speaking with a lisp? Just to mock him?
So here's my spherelander, and
what a fucking infant you are.
This is what he just said. Increasing radius.
Yes. Deny reality like a clinically delusional fool.
So it's a very thin, squat cylinder, one on top of another, starting at the pole and moving down, and it gets increasingly, the radius or the diameter gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's exactly
right. Just like lines of latitude. Just like lines of latitude. What's so hard about that?
He's describing my spherelander to a T. Okay, each latitude line can be considered a very thin cylinder. Okay, that's from Critical Think. Each latitude.
Yes, very thin cylinder. These are very thick cylinders. Do you think these are thin?
Can be considered a very thin.
See, cut these down, divide these into about 1,000 each. Right, 1,000 of them, and then take the edges and bring them out to the sphere. Right, each layer, about 1,000 each. That's more like it. But like a flat earther, you've got to exaggerate so it makes it look ridiculous.
Cylinder? No,
because that's all you have to offer is just mockery and misunderstanding and over exaggeration to as if so you can say, oh look, it doesn't make any sense.
Now you see this picture? I have the little man.
Yeah, laying over on his side. So he'd be at about a 45-degree angle, about a 50-degree angle. Do you not realize that? See, before, this is correct. See, down is toward the center of the Earth. Down is toward the center of this spherelander. But what do?
Cylinder?
Like a dipshit?
Now, you see this picture? I have the little...
You do this.
Little man. Okay, this little yellow guy on the spherelander, that's what he's describing. See, on a cylinder...
No, he's not. No, he's not. He really isn't.
Their little thing would work with gravity located at the...
He's trying to explain how it would look. See, I don't know why critical think did this, like put this bug in his head, it was a dumb thing to do.
Pole, everything could rotate.
I mean, why are you saying a sphere is like a bunch of cylinders? Why? They have trouble with 3D as it is. Why are you fucking mixing up concepts?
Around and stay put. So just let me remind you, on a sphere, the ground wants to turn out from under you. And I'll just talk northern hemisphere.
Damn.
In the north.
Not if you're standing on it and you're moving with it. I mean, Christ almighty, man.
As the earth turns east, you would have all this water and air. Everything would be moving with the ground. But the ground...
Yes, it would. Yes, everything moves with the ground, dude.
...is making a left turn.
No, it's not. It's not. Everything's moving with the earth. Now, the water is getting forced out by 14 miles. 14 miles. Out of 4,000. Echo. What percentage of 4,000 is 14?
14 is 0.35% of 4,000.
0.35% of its total diameter, or diameter. You know how small that is?
0.35%.
Echo, stop. You know how small that is? How little of a change that is? Fuck me. He really is not smart at all.
Out from under the water. So the only place you traverse straight on this sphere, the only place that the ground traverses in a straight line is the equator. Everywhere else on the sphere.
So check this out, dude. This is awesome. Here we go. Check it out. What? Do that. Right? Watch. There. Now you're going in a straight line. See, this is what that curve looks like to us, because we're so small and we're so close to it, because it's so large. This is what it appears to us. Maybe that. Maybe that. That's what it appears to us as, being on the earth. Okay?
Here is a turn. So the ground is trying to turn to the left, which is east, right? Eastward. It's rotating around, but everything else wants to go straight. So when the ground rotates out from under your water, you have turbulence. And that's what you would have. Hundreds of mile per hour moving water would want to move in a straight line as per Newton's law. First law of motion. An object will tend to stay in motion at a constant...
Will tend to stay in motion or at rest Newton's first law. A body remains at rest. A body remains at rest or in motion at a constant speed in a straight line unless it is acted on by a force. The water is not in motion, so it will remain not in motion in relation to the earth until acted on by a force.
Speed and in a straight line unless there's something to act upon it to change that. Well, I'll go into that. Gravity, they'll say, but gravity acts as a tether to the center of mass, which would create essentially everything that
Why are you tilting the Earth here? Why? The satellite has absolutely nothing to do with the Earth.
goes in a straight line. This is Newton saying, which of course he co-opted reality on a flat Earth. But
what? Newton co-opted reality on a flat Earth? That is probably the single most ridiculous fucking sentence I've ever really heard anyone say. At least this decade.
Their theory, so which matches our reality, that everything goes in a straight line. And so,
what? You know, to go around, to go north, east to west, you've got to go in a curve, right? Even on a flat Earth. You know, if you're going east to west, you have to turn left or turn right all the time. You know that, right? You do realize that, right? Fuck me.
so everything would essentially be traversing a great circle, which is, I'll go into it in the video. I'm going to show you a clip from the Wolfgang Lahn JSS Tiger so that you can get a better understanding of this, and that you'll see that this...
I'm putting this in just in case some more people come in.
Critical think is doing the exact same thing. This is how they have to do it. If you understand this, it destroys the ball. There is no spinning ball.
No. See, it's been measured, man. You can confirm the Earth's sphericity with the angles to Polaris.
It's not.
You could do that yourself if you're honest, but you're not honest. We've seen your work. Flatzoid is a great fan. What the hell? I got a spider on me. I got spiders in the house. They like to surprise me sometimes.
Possible. Just like this guy throwing the red ball up, as I've shown. That's...
I love this. Oh my God. This is hilarious. I love it. They think that that's what the Earth should do. That's what they think. That's what reality would be if that's their steel man of the Earth. I guess that would be the proper way to put that. That's his steel man.
That's what it would do. And so they try to make you think, well, yeah, but the Earth has gravity at the middle. That changes it. It changes nothing.
Yes, the Earth has gravity that holds the water to it, dipshit. We've tried to explain this to you since 2012.
Nothing. Actually, gravity aids, as we'll say in the video, objects going in a straight line because they rotate or orbit, in a sense. Any free-moving object like water or air particles, clouds, everything, people on the Earth would be moving to the equator.
Oh my God, man. Are you fucking kidding me?
Because we would all essentially be orbiting and we would be traversing a great circle. All great circles.
I mean, you buy them books, and what do? They eat the covers.
Circles on a rotating sphere that's rotating eastward, right? Like the Earth would be, will ascribe a line down to the equator, a straight line. That's a great circle. And they all crash at the equator. From north and south, you would never have still water. This is not possible.
Wow.
So here I have, you can see my little man, again, is traversing on a cylinder, a little yellow guy. And here I've superimposed a circle around it so you can see the sphere, the ground on the sphere is different than a cylinder, of course. But they have to describe a cylinder. It's the only way it works with gravity.
No, you don't. Why would he do that? Why would he describe it as a fucking cylinder, man? That's just ridiculous.
Located at the pole, equally distributed throughout the pole. Okay, so let me start the video.
God damn.
Again, let me remind you what Critical Think said. Think of a sphere as a cylinder of increasing radius. And I think you'll understand, P. Blaine.
Why are you lisping? because he doesn't lisp. Is that just your way of mocking people? Is that your way of mocking people, using people's disability, using a disability to mock someone? God, that's a real dick move. You know that? But of course, he's a fucking Trump supporter, and he probably laughed when Trump did this about the disabled reporter. Remember that back in what 2000 when he was running before in his first term. I don't know. Talking about a disabled reporter. I did hear a funny joke. So naturally, he would think it's okay to lisp and to mock someone, to use a disability. But I did hear a good joke from a comedian. He said I went to the special. He said he went to the Special Olympics, and they have those foam fingers, but they're like this. Now, that's funny.
Each latitude line can be considered a very thin cylinder. Let me repeat that from the beginning real quick. Think of a sphere as a cylinder of increasing radius. So that's your little cylinders being stacked on, and each one's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, starting at the pole, moving toward the equator, and then it'll go small again the other way, creating the spherelander. Each latitude line can be considered a very thin cylinder. Busted! They cannot describe a sphere because a sphere
No, we can't describe a sphere. But he was probably doing that because you couldn't understand what a sphere was. See, it looks to me like he was trying to simplify it for your tiny little fucking pin brain.
debunks rotation. It debunks this ball Earth that they've lied to us and told us we live on. It can't be. Because the ground will separate from the water. The ground turns left. At the higher latitudes, it keeps turning sharper and sharper to the left. Yes, the water slows down as you go up toward the poles, but the turn gets sharper. And if you want to know for sure that the latitude lines are a turn, just look at my little, and this I showed Critical Think in our little debate there, that watch the little red guy.
But see, the problem is with the final experiment, they saw a 24-hour sun that went south of them. And that's only possible on a globe. It's only possible. It's completely fucking physically impossible for that to happen on your flat Earth, the thing that you showed with the lights going over it. It's completely impossible for that to happen. That's why you have to deny that it did happen.
Guys turning. Now, see the guy at about 80 degrees north latitude? He's making a turn without question. But Critical Think is arguing that you don't turn. You go in a straight line. That
yes, we go in a straight line. Yes, we go in a straight line.
Just because lines drawn on a piece of paper or on some kind of schoolroom globe.
Right. If you're standing on it and you look down the line of latitude, it looks straight. Remember this? Remember that? That's what it looks like. Looks more like that. See, that's what it looks like, P-Brain. That's what the lines of latitude look like if you were standing on them looking down. Actually, it'd be that way, right? You're standing on there looking east or west. That's what you'd see. That straight fucking line. You know why? Because we're real small compared to the Earth.
Appear to be straight if you look at it from at the correct angle to see it as a straight line from the side view. It's not a straight line. It's like drawing a circle on the floor. How do you have to traverse that circle?
So let me ask you, P-Brain. If there was a person standing right here, right here, at the tip of my cursor, and you drew a line right there, crossing this line. How much further do you think you'd have to move to the right to like mark the other side of that person's body? Not very far, right? So if that person is standing on that line and looking down that line, what do you think he's going to fucking see? I mean, can you see how it wouldn't even be like the width of the point of my cursor, because my cursor, the point is like one pixel. So it would be a percentage of that one pixel. Now, how straight, how curved do you think the line within the 1 point of pixel, how curved do you think that line's going to be? Not very curved, right? Kind of like that, right?
You walk in a circle. But if I tip the camera down where I'm equal with the floor, right, then you would say, oh, that circle is now a straight line. But you would have to traverse it on the outside.
Right, you go in a straight line. As far as you can see, it's a straight line because the Earth is so fucking huge. Now, if you were standing like here, right, at the North Pole, you'd probably see it curve. You'd probably see it curve. But over here, no. Here, no. Even here. Even right here, it's straight, man. It's straight locally. But if you put all those slightly, just imperceptibly curved straight lines, you get a curve, you get a circle. Yeah, I don't think you grasp how fucking huge the Earth is, P-Brain. I really don't. I really don't think you grasp how big it is. I don't think you have a concept of what scale means.
Like a cylinder. Like I showed this guy, my little yellow man here. That's what he's described. It's the only...
No, that's not what he described, stupid. That's not what he described. He described ever decreasing circles or cylinders. I mean, why did you change it? Why did you fucking change this, man?
Thing they can do, because the sphere, an actual sphere, the geometry does not match a cylinder. The two are totally different, yet he's describing them as the same thing. Think of a sphere as a cylinder. No, you can't think of a sphere as a cylinder, Dumbo. Of increasing rate.
Yeah, that's what I said. Why would he even fucking say that? Why? I mean, it's like snarky little comments like that just confuse these idiots. Like, that stuff is flat. That just confuses dumb people.
Radius, and I think you'll understand, P-Brain. Okay, Bob the Science Guy. No, you're the one.
Stop trying to be cute and snarky. They can't grasp simple shit. How do you think they're going to grasp innuendo?
One that doesn't understand. And then he says, each latitude line can be considered a very thin cylinder. No, it cannot. All right. So let me play this clip and let's see how it goes from here.
Me.
This video is about showing how the ball earth shills that come to my channel defend their spinning water-covered sphere by describing a cylinder.
Now, see, I just show you measurements. I'll just show you WGS 84. That's how we know it's a sphere, because we've measured it.
Okay, so what I've said is...
So what was that? Jesus Christ,
In
man.
order to see scenes like this, when the wind's not blowing, with perfectly still water, like glass, like a mirror. And remember, the Earth is still rotating, right? Hundreds of mile per hour water would have to turn.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Your lack of understanding of physics is just mind-boggling.
In the northern hemisphere, that would be turning to the left, right? Because remember, the ground is kind of rotating out from under the water. So for the...
No, it's not. Conservation of momentum, dipshit. Learn it. Live it. Love it.
Water to turn, that would defy Newton's law of inertia, which is also his first law of motion. An object in motion will tend to stay in motion at a constant speed and in a straight line.
Right, with the Earth moving in that straight line of latitude.
Unless there's some kind of force to change that. Now some would say, oh, gravity is that force that would change that, P-brain. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it does. It does. See, they leave out an important variable, and then they wonder why the fucking shit doesn't make any sense.
Gravity actually aids in things going straight. Let me explain. As you throw something across the room, throw a pen.
No, inertia does that. Gravity doesn't. Gravity makes things go straight down. No, gravity, it's inertia.
Pen across the room, piece of paper, you'll see it goes in a straight line. If you draw a straight line between any 2 points on a sphere, that's the beginnings of a great circle. A great circle is the biggest circle you can draw on a ball, and it bisects the ball. And a great circle drawn on a sphere shares the same center. The center of mass of the sphere would be shared. That center would be shared by the great circle. So that's how Newton came up with his things going in a straight line. It's consistent with his gravity being located at the center of the Earth, which we know is just co-opting our still flat Earth.
Okay, show us measurements of your flat Earth. Show us a map that you can navigate by. Show us a model that can predict stuff. Because that's the only way you're going to prove anything. Okay? Is if you show evidence, not just your opinion. The rantings and ravings of a fucking madman.
Right. So essentially, as you throw that object across the room, it's like an orbit, right? All orbits go straight.
No, if you throw something across the room, it's going to go in a parabolic arc. Or a ballistic arc. What are you talking about? It's not gonna orbit if you throw something across the fucking room, moron. So just another thing that you don't fucking understand the meaning of is orbit.
This is why they have their geostationary satellites above the equator, because the equator is not turning left or right. It goes straight, so they can get in sync with the rotation. Of course, it's all fake. They're not doing any such thing.
Oh, of course it's all fake. Because you don't like it. What a fucking infantile way of thinking. Everything I don't like is fake. Jesus Christ, man. No wonder you voted for Trump. You know, smart people hate him. You know that, right? Smart people hate Trump, don't like him. He said that. Do you know he said that? And you like him, right? Rest my case.
But you can't.
Thanks, Trump.
Have a geostationary satellite over a latitude and stay in sync with the latitude. It's not possible because it will want to orbit the center of mass, and all latitude lines are a turn. Okay, everything would move at a right angle.
Yes, every orbit is a great can transcribe a great circle. Yes, that's physics, man. Physics. You know what physics also says? It does that with gravity. That gravity creates their orbit. Right? They couldn't orbit without gravity.
To the axis of rotation. And on a sphere, that takes everything to the equator. But it would work on the spherelander, where the latitude lines are traveling in a straight line, right? Doesn't work on a sphere, but on a spherelander or a cylinder, it does work. Like this. Like my little yellow man here. That would be dirt, rock, water, clouds, air particles. Everything would want to go to the equator.
fucking bone deep ignorant. This is all his brain can come up with. Just this. Just this. That's it.
And as per Newton's law, everything moves in a straight line. On a cylinder, it would work with gravity evenly distributed throughout the pole because there.
Why would it be evenly distributed like that? It would be centralized, and then it would the center of gravity would be an angle, an ever increasing angle. So you'd have to lean forward to go north. That's how it would work. So you don't understand how gravity works.
Be no conflict with Newton's first law of motion, where
me.
things want to stay in a straight line, right? Because water would have to stay in a straight line on a rotating cylinder. To stay in its latitude lane, it requires a straight motion. So it works perfectly. And that's the only way you could see scenes like this is on a cylinder where water would stay in a straight line. On a sphere, though, straight moving water is death and goes to the equator. Because to stay at latitude on a sphere and to see scenes like this, the water has to turn and stay perfectly in sync. And remember, the ground is rotating left. It's rotating.
Right, the ground is moving and the water is it's contained in a lake, man. It's a lake. So it would move. Just like a bathtub on a truck would move. So take a bathtub, right? Or take a glass filled with water on a plane going 500 miles an hour. Does the water fly out of the fucking glass? No, it doesn't, does it? So why should it do that with the earth, dipshit? It's called conservation of angular momentum.
Getting out from under the free-flowing water, the hundreds of mile per hour moving water that's moving in a straight line. Okay, so this picture right here debunks the rotating Earth. Okay, so Charlie Goy said to me in a comment, "Hi there, Brother P-Brain. You present such an effective proof that totally invalidates a spinning globe Earth."
Oh, God, Charlie Goy is a dumb fuck, isn't he?
Have you come across any serious rebuttal? Yeah, right. I don't know if I'd call them serious.
I'm rebutting it right now. So
they've definitely been confused. There's some confused ballers out there. Perhaps that would be an idea for a video. Well, thank you, Charlie Goy, and here's a video on just that. I picked a couple guys. They could be the same guy for all we know. They could be Neil deGrasse Tyson for all we know, right? JSS Tiger and Wolfgang Lawn. Okay, they describe a cylinder, and I'll prove that to you.
No, we don't describe a cylinder, moron. We describe a sphere. You don't understand how it works. So you think the only way it would work is on a cylinder.
In their comments. Okay, here's JSS Tiger. He's quoting me.
Fucking
so I
amazing.
said, water's got to move to the equator. No, it doesn't. The water tends to go outward, parallel to the lines of latitude, perpendicular to the axis of rotation, B-Brain.
How old are you, man? Seriously. I mean, do you ever think at all?
Here's another JSS Tiger. Water would have to turn. That's what I said. Insert waft twack. That was a good one, P-Brain. So he's...
Yes, water moves with the earth. The earth spins, the water moves with it because of... Oh, God, I've already explained it. I've already explained it.
He's laughing at me.
Makes my fucking brain hurt. You make my pockets hurt.
Saying that latitude lines are a turn. They don't even understand how their sphere works. Or with a latitude line.
Really? We don't understand how it works? Did you watch your video? We don't understand. I love how they say they don't even understand their own model and then completely get the model wrong. Number one, they don't understand their own model. They don't understand that reality debunks their model. That's what they actually say, that reality debunks the heliocentric model. That reality debunks the measurement, the body of measurements of reality. That's what the model is, P-Brain. It's a catalog of observations and measurements of reality. That's why it's so funny when you say they don't even understand their own model. Reality debunks their model. That's funny because that proves that you don't understand the model at all. And you're just saying that we don't understand it because you're jealous. See, you don't understand it, and you know you fucking don't understand it. So they can't understand it, those big poopy heads.
Lines. He just sees this 2D picture and thinks, there you go, the latitude line.
Yeah, they can't even explain an eclipse. They can't even explain it, and we can predict them. Yeah, to the minute.
Or at a wide angle to the axis. No.
We can predict the path of totality decades in advance, man. Mm-hmm. Decades in advance. When you put on your shoes, you can't even figure out which parts of the Velcro to put together.
Oh, they're not. Not the surface of the sphere. On a 2D drawing, sure, it looks like that, but you don't traverse the outside of it. If you did, that would be traversing a cylinder. Okay, maybe this makes it a...
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. He sees it right in front of his fucking face.
little more clear. This is a blow up of my the blue ball. And so I'm showing...
But see, that's fake. Because it's been edited, right?
The turn of the latitude line right here, you can see that's clearly a turn. And if these people, that's if you're just standing still, that's the ground moving. But if you walk that, you also have to turn, right? Here is water moving on a straight line. This is the great circle course right here. Any straight line you draw on a sphere is a great circle. It bisects the ball, right? It's the largest circle you can draw on a sphere. Anyway, so that's at a right angle to the rotation. That's what they keep.
Make each one of these people about 1,000 times smaller. And make this line about 1,000 times narrower. Right? Closer to like this line or this line. And tell me how straight it looks or how curved it looks to this little person that's 1,000 times smaller than this guy. Do that. And then zoom in on it so that the guy looks this big. You know, zoom in 1,000 times. You know what you get?
Keep saying, but they think that this latitude line is a right angle. Well, it is in a way, but the surface is not. And it's the surface that we traverse, not a two.
And when you walk, if you go anywhere, if you were like to walk to Chicago or to New York from California, right? There was no mountains in the way. Do you think you'd walk in a completely straight line the whole way? No. You'd probably veer off, go to a store, get a soda or something, you know, or a snack along the way, or you'd like stop to rest. You think you'd go in a perfectly straight line, or you think there'd be a curve to it? You know, that where you'd like say, okay, I got to go this place first to get there, and then I go into the next place. You think there may be some sort of a curve to it? See, your examples are ridiculous. You have a childlike mind, and your examples exhibit that.
2D drawing on a piece of paper or a drawing on a ball or a globe, right? So here's what they're saying. This guy.
Did someone just do an open door deuce? Did someone just do an open door bathroom usage in your house? Just heard the toilet flush.
Right here, this is my cylinder, right? That's perpendicular. That ground is perpendicular.
We did hear the toilet flush, right?
Or a drawing on a ball or a globe, right?
Right there.
On a ball or a globe.
Right there.
Right? So here's what they're saying. This guy right here, this is my cylinder, right? That's perpendicular.
What the fuck is that, man? What in the fuck is that? You know the guy's laying over on his side, right? You do see that. Do you?
Perpendicular. That ground is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. And if gravity was located right there at the pole, then yeah, that's the...
But you know, if you were here and you had to get to here, you know what you'd probably do? Just go straight across. You wouldn't go this way. You just go straight across. Because you're so close, right? That's where you'd go. You wouldn't do this and go, oh, so I'm walking in a circle. No, you just cut across.
The claim they have.
But if you're on the spinning Earth, if you're just standing still, you'd be traveling in a circle. Basically, within 3D space.
To make this claim, it's the only way you can keep the ground in sync with what's above the ground. The free-moving stuff like water and air and clouds and everything that's loose on the Earth would want to move to the equator. This ball is fictitious. It would have never happened. No life.
See, he like his tiny little brain makes up all this shit because he doesn't understand physics. And he doesn't understand geometry or scale. And then he said, look, it's impossible. If I take a sheet of paper, I wad it up into a ball, I say, look, it's impossible to have flat sheets of paper. That's basically what you've done here.
Can live on this thing. It would have been over before it even started. As soon as the thing started to rotate, it would have been done. No life. Because everything we would look like this.
No, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't, man. Fuck me. Wow.
Look at this guy at the top. If you walk around, you put a circle on the ground and walk around. Are you walking in a straight line? Let's say that's 80 degrees.
No, you would be walking in a circle. If you're that close to the fucking pole, yeah, you'd be walking in a circle. I don't think you really understand what you're trying to say. I really don't think you quite understand your own argument.
North latitude. No, he's walking in a circle. And it keeps walking in a circle the further down you go. It just gets...
Yeah, that's reality. Yes, that's reality.
Where you're moving, you start to move faster and faster, but your curve gets smaller because it's...
No, you don't go faster and faster. You go at 1 revolution per day. Now, I guess your linear speed would be faster, but it's still 1 revolution per day. And because it's faster at the equator, we have an equatorial bulge of 14 miles. And it's not just like a bulge, it's a bulge. Goes from the pole out 14 miles, which is a pixel if you're looking at it from space. That's what makes it an oblate spheroid, that bulge.
Becoming a bigger circumference curve. But the actuality, the reality is, this is the path everything takes, a straight line, which is a great circle.
If you're going to fly in a great circle, the shortest distance, you're going to go in a great circle. But that has nothing to do with spin of the Earth.
Circle as per Newton's first law of motion, which is just a hijacking, of course, of our reality, a flat Earth reality.
No, this is just the shortest distance. That's what a great circle is. You're bisecting the Earth into two equal hemispheres. That's what a great circle is.
Yeah, you throw something across the room, it goes in a straight line. Well, this is going in a straight line, too.
Yeah. And if you were to throw something in a straight line, it would go off in a straight line. Yes. But when the Earth moves and we're standing on it, we move in this direction. Because we're not ballistic, dummy.
And that's what everything would do. So this walking on the cylinder edge, that's not reality, but that's what they all...
Right, it isn't. So why'd you put it there? Why did you straw man the model by doing that? See, this is just a straw man. It's not reality. It doesn't reflect on the facts of the model.
Claim, and that's what Critical Think has claimed, as I showed you. And so, yeah, that's it with that. We're talking sphere. So you can see the surface of the cylinder is parallel to the pole, but not the surface of the sphere, right? Only at the equator is the surface of...
Right, this is what we live on, man. This is our reality, dude. This is our reality. Deal with it.
The sphere parallel to the pole. As far as your question, why wasn't your tape measure parallel to the axis of rotation? Because my tape measure is on a sphere, Dumbo. The surface of the sphere is not parallel to the pole, except for the equator. On your cylinder, yes, that's what you're expecting in your mind. The cylinder, the surface is always parallel to the pole. Here with my rubber ball, you can see clearly, I put this straight.
So he doesn't understand. Wow, I'm just gonna let it play. I'm just gonna let it play.
Line against.
I can't explain how someone can be this fucking stupid. I can't. All I can do is rebut it.
The ball right over the latitude lines. Now you can see it, JS says Dumbo. Latitude lines are a turn. All the water would be pushed straight, perpendicular to the axis of rotation, just like you said. And on a sphere, it goes in a great circle, and a great circle takes it to the equator. Okay, and now for the other winner, I promised, Wolfgang Lawn. He says, on a ball without any attractive force of its own. Okay, he's not talking about the Earth, I guess, because he said, on a ball without any attractive force of its own. He must be talking about this. The guy throws the red ball up, and the water all spins off and spins to the equator and spins off.
No, that's not what he's talking about.
Okay. So he says, on a ball without any attractive force of its own, rotation causes centrifugal force, right? Which is always pushing things away from the axis and at a right angle. Yes, thank you, Wolfgang. You just made the point.
Right, and that's why we have a very slight equatorial bulge. I mean, he's right, but he doesn't understand why he's right. But him being right doesn't mean the Earth isn't spherical. See, he doesn't understand scale. He thinks that water should just be a big fucking mountain at the equator. Because the Earth spins at 1,000 miles an hour. Oh my God. He thinks that's what would make water, like it would be complete dry land in North America. There'd be no lakes, no ocean. It'd just be fucking dry, barren land in the oceans, and all the water would be at the equator. That's what he thinks, because the Earth spins at 1,000 miles an hour. It's not that bad, man. It's not that drastic. The centrifugal force put on the water creates a 14-mile bulge. That's not much. That's 0.03%. I mean, fuck, dude. See, when he went through school, he didn't learn how to critically think. He didn't learn critical thinking skills, how to analyze something and understand it, absorb the information, and understand how the information's used. He didn't. He wasn't taught that. He didn't learn that important skill. So he doesn't understand the data, and he's gullible, so he thinks the Earth is flat. But he doesn't have the critical thinking skills to understand why that's wrong.
That, yes, the water and everything gets thrown at a right angle to the rotation. And as per Newton's first law of motion, it's going to want to go in a straight line. Anything that's free moving, like thousands of feet.
Okay, take a bucket. Or take a kiddie pool. There, pea brain. And put it on a turntable with a motor, right? Get a turntable. You do like an old car axle, right? It still has a good bearing on it. You put a piece of plywood on a car rim. You plant that axle in the ground, right? You hammer it into the ground so it's straight up and down. And you put a piece of plywood on that thing. Screw it in, bolted to it. Then you take a kiddie pool. And before you put the kiddie pool on, you put a belt around the rim, right? Still has the rim on, so it's like a pulley. Take the tire off. You take a belt. You put it around the rim. And you go out to a crank. And then on top of it, you put a piece of plywood. And then you take a kiddie pool and you put it on the kiddie pool. You put the kiddie pool on it. And you fill the kiddie pool with water. And then you start cranking that thing. So the kiddie pool moves at 1 revolution per day. How much do you think that water is going to go out to the edge of that kiddie pool? How much you think, pea brain? Not very much.
High water, a foot high water. The water is not constrained under friction.
Thanks, Ray. Hey, Rez, what's up, man? Thanks, I appreciate it. I mean, look at this dumb fuck. I mean, it's like, when you're watching a kid play a video game, right? And he's got the controller and he's just hitting all the wrong buttons. What do? You stand behind him and you're like, give me the thing. Just give me the control. Give me the thing. Let me show you. That's what I want to do to his brain. It's like, give me your brain. Let me fucking make it work right.
Surface tension, it's going to go in a straight line. So, yep, thank you for that. And I've already showed you that the latitude lines are a turn.
Jesus fucking Christ. My God, man.
So it's not going to...
See, the Earth isn't spinning that fast, moron. The Earth is going a lot slower.
Throw it into a turn. It's going to throw it in a straight line. So thank you so much for that. You just disproved the spinning ball. Now, these accounts, I haven't even seen them, so they've morphed into new accounts. Who knows who they are? But yeah, they're out there, still spewing the same garbage. Hence, water...
What, proving you wrong? Proving you wrong is not spewing garbage, man. I know it. I know it triggers you. You get all butthurt and shit.
Remains at the same latitude. Oh wait, did he just switch to the Earth? To the ball Earth? There is no force to push it to the equator. Okay, I think the force we should be looking for is the force that's going to cause water to turn around the pole. That's the force, because
see it. The water's already settled, P-brain. See, when the Earth started spinning, that created the movement, and then it settled. It equilibrized, man. It settled. You think it's going to constantly do that? Is that what your dumb fucking brain thinks? The force has already been applied. It's in a state of equilibrium. It doesn't keep going unless more force is put on it.
going to the equator, as I just showed already.
I mean, take a physics class, dude. Go to community college. Take Physics 101. Ask them about this shit. Seriously. If you're in California, I'm in California. College is free. I may have to pay $25. But I can go to school. I think my last class was 15. And if you're a veteran, it costs you less. I mean, $15 was with a veteran's discount or whatever. But yeah, just take Physics 101 and just ask them these questions. Say, where am I understanding this right? Show your video and tell them and ask them, am I understanding this correctly? And if not, where am I messing up? That's all you have to do, dude. And that teacher, that professor, that instructor will be more than glad to take you through it step by step by step so that you do understand it, because that's their job, to make you understand.
It's a straight line.
I mean, it's not. See, P-brain is like Flatzoid and everybody, all the others. They want to be smart, but they don't want to do the footwork to be smart. They don't want to get the education or go to school, because that's indoctrination. I've got to get my education somewhere other than school, from other flat earth channels. I mean, who the fuck thinks like that? School won't make you smart. No, you make you smart. School just facilitates it.
Right? As I show on this ball, a tangent or a right angle to the axis of rotation on a sphere does not stay at latitude. It clearly...
Have you done the math to determine what the forces are? Have you actually sat down and done the math? And figured out what the force is? How much force would be put on the water? No, you haven't, have you?
Clearly shows here latitude line is a turn. From the side view, it may look like a straight line. It's kind of like looking at a racetrack from the, eye level. It could be a circular or an oval track, and it'll look...
This is confusing him. Look at this. He's just confused. But it's a straight line. But it's a curve. But you have to go left. No, you just go where you got to go. There aren't any straight roads, like, for very long anywhere. They always turn. If you're in a plane, you just go to Great Circle. So that doesn't matter. You don't care what the Earth's doing underneath you. You just go in a straight circle. If you're in a boat, yeah, you go in a straight circle. You just go straight there, or you meander. If you're on a car, you go where the roads are. What the fuck, dude? And the Earth doesn't spin fast enough for the water to move that much, and it's already done moved. It just stays just stays where it is because of conservation of angular momentum. There's no more force. There's no more centrifugal force put on it to move it anymore. It's balanced. It's been balanced.
Straight line, but clearly it's not a straight line because the surface is what matters. The surface of the sphere.
I tell you what I need. I think what I need to do to like be on the same level as these guys when I debunk these videos, so I can like understand what's going through their heads, is just a big rip of salvia.
Sphere, when you put the straight line on it, the straight line goes down to the equator.
God damn it, man. How fast do you think cars go?
Okay. He says there's no force to push it to the equator. Well, Newton's law of inertia. Everything wants to go in a straight line unless there's some outside force to change that. So, Wolfgang Lawn and JSS Tiger, what is that force?
Yes, everything's been always moving. You think oceans are still? You think oceans are still?
That would cause water to rotate around the pole, around the axis of rotation, the pole. Do enlighten us. We want to know what force is there to make the water rotate around the pole. Okay, and the same question.
God, inertia. Inertia. Movement. The earth moves. The water moves with it. Not that hard to grasp.
Question I pose to you, Mr. Critical Think. What force is there that would make water and air particles and clouds and everything else rotate around the pole? Centrifugal force throws everything straight, and Newton's law says everything's going to continue to go straight. Well, what's going to make it?
And yet they can't explain how the sun goes around the pole, how it stays up in the sky and goes around in a circle.
Curve with the ground, to turn with the ground. Do enlighten us. And let me remind everybody of what you said.
What good would that do? You won't believe anything he says.
That you also are a cylinder Earth believer or a spherelander. You said, think of a sphere as a cylinder of increasing radius, right? Go from the pole.
Is this a science class for ants?
And you keep getting a bigger and bigger, bigger little cylinder, a squat little cylinder. And I think...
Is this a cylinder for ants?
You'll understand, P-Brain. No, I think you need to understand. Each latitude line can be considered a very thin cylinder. No, it cannot. That's the end of this. Busted. I hope you see this. Well,
oh, busted. Man, you sure showed us, didn't you? See, this is, here, let's see, hold on. We'll go oldest. This is hilarious. This is like his first video from 10 years ago. He's been doing this for 10 fucking years. Or longer. Well, 10 years, it says. That is his first video. He may have taken others down or whatever. But he's been doing this for a long time. That brick wall has a dent the size of his noggin.
the Earth. Is it really just a big ball floating in space?
Yep.
Spinning on its axis at 1,000 miles per hour?
Yep.
Hurtling around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour?
Yep.
Whizzing through the Milky Way at a milk-curdling speed of over 500,000 miles per hour?
Milk curdling speed? Yep. Milk curdles.
And warp driving through the heaven at over 500 million miles per hour?
That's not warp drive. That wouldn't even be warp 1. Warp 1 is the speed of light. So that's not the speed of light. So big numbers are scary, aren't they?
And what about the sun? Is it really 93 million miles away?
Roughly.
And close to 1 million miles in diameter? With
Yeah.
a circumference
Yeah, it's fucking huge.
of nearly 3 million miles? And it's
Yeah.
constantly illuminating half of our entire Earth's surface with the rotation of the Earth, creating
Yes to all these.
our 24-hour days, our night and days?
Yeah.
Or
Or what? You've just described reality.
the Earth is flat.
See, right then, when he published this video, as soon as this went up live, someone should have come to his house, put him in a straitjacket, and taken him to a rubber room, taken him to a happy farm where he can be with other idiots like him. They should have taken him out of society because at this point he's weakened the gene pool. Just like Australia. Can we just get some South Sea island that nobody lives on? There's no endangered species or shit. You just put them all there. Give them building materials. Watch them fucking try and work shit out with math to build stuff. And laugh at them. Put up cameras so we can watch them. Be like a Truman Show. We could put a dome over the whole thing, and they'll be happy.
And maybe it's completely still, just like we experience. And maybe the sun isn't big.
Be like the village. Like the village.
Big, but is very small and very close, and not illuminating the Earth from 93 million miles, but is illuminating locally.
So he's another one of those people where God made it close and small so he wouldn't feel insignificant. That's the major thing with religion and flat earth, is they're too cowardly to face reality. They're so insecure. They have such a low sense of self-esteem that they have to make God smaller so they don't feel bad.
And maybe everything, the sun, moon, and stars, are not far away, but are circling overhead relatively close. In this video, we're going to explore the latter option, and at the end, we're going to reveal startling evidence through the use of time-lapse photography that the sun cannot.
I mean, you even got curvature here, man. At the edge of the frame. That's curved. You see that? Even if that was a fisheye. Oh, I know it would be curved near the edge. I was thinking pin and cushion.
Possibly be 90.
Well, hell, even here, it's curved. It looks curved here. That's in the center of the frame.
3 million miles away.
And even when it was below, it was a little curved. So.
But is in fact very close and is illuminating locally.
That looks curved.
As it traverses our flat Earth. Oh man, and watch how this sun comes at you. Boom.
Yeah, just like it would if the Earth was spinning. Because the sun could never set on a flat Earth, P-Brain. It could never set on a flat Earth. It would be up here. The lowest the sun could get in the sky is like 25 degrees, like right here. The sun would never go lower than that, and you would always see it. Our lives would be drastically different.
I mean, come on.
Right. See, this is glare, P-Brain. This is a change in exposure of a camera. That's why it looks like it's getting bigger. That you don't see this in reality. This is just an artifact of digital photography.
And that's all perspective. If you look at jet trails, Google Images, you'll see them. They start out low at the horizon. They come up overhead. Look at that thing.
Right. Okay.
They come up overhead and then they go down to the horizon.
right? They go overhead.
Perfectly explains what the sun would do. Here it is going overhead.
Yeah.
I love time lapse. And look at this. You can't go out and look at the sun. You can't see this stuff, except that it's on, time lapse like this. It's incredible. Now watch this thing. It's sweeping. The sun over flat Earth is doing a big circle, right?
Then why is this going down? Should be going straight across. Why is it going down if it's going in a circle overhead, parallel to the ground? Why is it going down, Pea Brain? There'd be no reason for it to.
Look at this thing.
I mean, I've proven that on Blender, dude, that the sun would not go down; it would go across. It'd go, it'd make, like this. It'd go rise and fall, but it would never go down. It couldn't.
See it sweeping to the right. It's like a lefty ball.
Because it's going parallel to the Earth, to the flat Earth, right? It's going this direction.
Or just toss that down the alley, and there it goes, hooking.
So go out on a football field and have a guy with a lantern walk around you in a big circle. And tell me if the lantern goes down. Do that. Or get him up and go up in the stands. Go around the circle. Up in the sky. Tell me if it goes down. Think it would?
Into the pocket.
I mean, he's seeing evidence of a spinning Earth, and he just can't fucking grasp it.
You can see how the clouds angle down to the horizon. I shot it there.
Yeah, that's what perspective does, and that's what a curved sky does. Or a curved altitude, I guess.
That's
it's exactly what they're going to do.
Exactly how the sun would do on flat Earth. Okay, back to the Copernican principle, and this is what they tell us. The sun is 93 million miles away.
Right.
Now, I'm going to show you evidence.
It's a lot bigger than that, too.
Evidence through sunsets that shows the sun light.
Take a line, straight line, draw it from top to bottom, and then fill it in with yellow. And that's what the sun would look like if it was that close.
Following the sun over the horizon, and it shrinks as it goes over. Now, there's no way.
No, it doesn't shrink, P-Brain. It doesn't shrink. It stays the same angular size. The glare of it gets bigger or smaller. But if you look at it with a solar filter, you will see that it does not change in angular size throughout the day. Just doesn't.
It would do that if the sun is 93 million miles away. Okay, first I'm going to show.
Oh, so it wouldn't do that. You said if it wouldn't do that, if the sun was 93 million miles away. Well, it doesn't do that. It stays the same angular size. So you've just admitted here that the sun is 93 million miles away. Let's hear it again.
Now I'm going to show you evidence through sunsets that shows the sun light following the sun over the horizon, and it shrinks as it goes over. Now,
okay, so you said the sun shrinks as it goes over the horizon.
There's no way it would do that if the sun is 93 million miles away.
So it would not change angular size. It wouldn't shrink if the sun was 93 million miles away. Who has the would it be Red's rhetoric? Well, I mean, I'm not. I'd like to find a time lapse. Two-hour time lapse of the sun, 20 seconds. There we go. There we go. See, this is the size of the sun as it's setting, dipshit. See that? It's not changing angular size. Okay? There it's set. So, what did you say? What was that you said, dude?
Miles away. Now I'm going to show you evidence through sunsets that shows the sun light following the sun over the horizon, and it shrinks as it goes over. Now there's no way it would do that if the sun is 93 million miles away. Okay, first I'm going to show you some footage from the ISS.
Yeah, there you go. Earth curve. So, wait, good going, buddy. You're batting 1,000. But you're playing football.
Okay, now watch this animation. Watch this sunset. Now this is exactly, if they came to me and said, do an animation, this is how I would do it. If the sun were 93 million miles away. Just like that. Have the whole horizon fade evenly. But that's...
Okay, that's what... Well, we're not in space. Okay? The horizon is more lit up than this. Because we have an atmosphere. See, the whole horizon, about 180 degrees, is lit up because we have an atmosphere that disperses the light, even though the sun goes beyond the horizon for us. That's simple.
It's not what we see.
We learned that in grade school, man. That's not an animation. That's an actual video, dipshit. That's reality. Yes, it fades evenly. Yes, that's what it does. It's what it does. See, this is horse shit. Why is this curved? Why is this line curved, man?
Okay, wow, look at that.
See, it should be straight across.
Look how the light lifts off the ground like a big wedge or like lifting up a sheet of paper.
Yeah, because we have an atmosphere. See, this video is within our atmosphere. The one before that was in space where there isn't an atmosphere. You're looking down on it. You're not real smart, P-Brain.
Paper. That's incredible footage. Definitely the light. It's following the sun, right? Okay, next I'm going to show you
what stops the light. Yeah, what stops the light? That's a good question. I could have gotten to that. What I want to do here. I want to go back here.
Miles away. Now I
want to clip that. I want to do a short or a clip video later. But it'll be fake because it'll be edited.
Okay, back to the Copernican principle, and this is what they tell us. The sun is 93 million miles away. Now I'm going to show you evidence through sunsets that shows the sun light following the sun over the horizon, and it shrinks as it goes over. Now there's no way it would do that if the sun is 93 million miles away. Okay.
Okay, here we go. This is the sun not changing in angular size, P-Brain. It's not. It's not changing angular size, and there it's going beyond the horizon. So, what did you say?
Do on flat Earth. Okay, back to the Copernican principle, and this is what they tell us. The sun is 93 million miles away. Now, I'm going to show you evidence through sunsets that shows the sun light following the sun over the horizon, and it shrinks as it goes over. Now, there's no way it would do that if the sun is 93 million miles away. Okay, first I'm going to show you some footage from the ISS. Okay, now watch this animation. Watch this sunset. Now this is exactly, if they came to me and said, do an...
So I just showed how the sun did not change in angular size going from overhead to sunset, P-Brain. So by your own words, the sun is 93 million miles away.
An animation, this is how I would do it. If
There
the
we
sun
go.
were 93
There we go.
million miles away. Just like that. Have the whole horizon fade evenly. But that's not what we see.
Right. That's because we have an atmosphere. I already went through this. Look at the lie. You just had to lie. Yeah, see, I mean, if you look at the flat Earth, AE map. So, let's find one with sunset. Yeah, here we go. So if you have the, right, if the sun's here, then this would be the delineating line between day and night, right? Be perpendicular to the sun. So the sunlight can go this far from here to here, but it can't go from here, can't go further than this, right? It can go from here to here, but it can only go this far. But it can go from here to here, and here to here, and here to here, but it can't go any further than this. Yeah, I mean, why is this curve? Why is this line curved, P-Brain?
Okay, wow, look at that. Look how the light lifts off the ground like a big wedge or like lifting up a sheet of paper. That's incredible footage. Definitely the light's following the sun, right? Okay, next I'm going to show you how a sun that is circling over the Earth, that creates the horizontal aspect of the sun. If you combine that with perspective, which creates the up and down of the sun, the rising and the setting.
So look what he did. Look what he did. He's combined an orthographic view of this. This is the path of the sun in orthographic, and this is him in orthographic. But see, he's put perspective in, like reverse perspective, because it's 2 point, right? So he's made the sun, so he takes it from going overhead to following that visual path, he calls it. Look at this horse
If
shit.
you combine that with perspective.
This is the visual path. This is what you see. Because of perspective, you see this movement. Right, that's what you see, dipshit. But this is what it does. The sun doesn't actually go down. You see it going away from you. But it doesn't go down.
Which creates the up and down.
Anyway, I've been on for 2.5 hours. I'm gonna call it a night. It's fucking 10 o'clock. So I might be on later. What I'd like to do is just have my Discord chat, the VC, the voice chat open, and if people want to come on, I'd like to have a regular group. You know, find a group that where like 3 or 4 other people can be there like at a certain time of day. Be great. I mean, why are flat earthers the only ones that have these? That have them? I mean, you got fucking SSUM, Flatzoid, PJ, Michael, what's this fuck? Roger. Even Ryan has one. They're outdoing us. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Look, does it get any better? He just doesn't fucking... What the fuck is this? But why would it go down, dude? It would just go across the sky. It'd get a little lower. But it's like 3,000 miles up in the air. And it just doesn't get any better. He just doesn't understand. Oh, here, yeah, this is his weird shit.
Okay, here's a little illustrator.
It's like, what the fuck is this, man? How could it go below the horizon? How could it ever fucking go below the horizon?
Or a little cartoon.
That would mean it would have to be lower than you. On a flat Earth, it would have to be lower than your eye. That would mean where the sun is, it would have to be this high off the ground, dude. It would never go lower than that. It couldn't go below. Couldn't. Wow.
From a website called timeanddate.com. It's really funny.
So, I mean, how can it do that, man? How can it do that? It can't be here. It can't be down here. That's physically fucking impossible.
That they would have a perfect illustration of a sun rising and setting on a flat Earth due to perspective. You'll notice that it rises.
No, that's not how perspective works, man. See, look, no, what is it? You're looking to the right? What the fuck is this? Look, just before, he was looking this way. So now you got him turned to the right? You've got him turning to the right? What kind of drugs are you on, man?
On a flat Earth due to perspective. You'll notice that it rises from below.
He just doesn't understand how perspective works. No, it goes across. It goes across the sky, dude. Up here. It's like way up here. It goes across the sky. You'd never see it get near the ground. Ever. It'd be like 25 degrees above the ground from you. At its lowest point.
Below the horizon. And sets below the horizon. Now you might be saying, well, how's that possible? I can see now you're saying that it rises and lowers due to perspective, but how does it disappear below the horizon? Well, I got a theory about that. Because of the...
Yeah, I got a theory. The Earth spins. It's a sphere. And that's why it sets. That's why it does that.
The fact that all parallel lines and planes converge at your eye level horizon, this is according to the perspective. I'm not...
Right. Yes. But no, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Dude.
Making this up. If in fact, and they do, they converge at your eye level horizon visually, then it makes sense that after that point, they diverge, meaning they then separate. So
no, that's not how the shit works, man. Oh my God. Holy shit.
the sun would continue on a downward track.
No, it wouldn't. That's not how perspective works, man. That's not how it works. God damn. But he's just so convinced that the earth is flat that that's how it has to work. How could he? And he's gotten dumber. He's only gotten dumber. He hasn't gotten any more intelligent. Seems almost impossible.
As you can see from my illustration here, the lines would go to your horizon, and then afterwards they would spread out and separate, kind of like a starburst. And the starburst.
No, that's not how things work. Jesus Christ, man. No, that's not how things work. I'm done. I'm done. Yes, orthographic automatically counts for perspective. Exactly. Perspective describes what you would see in an orthographic view describes more accurately what you see in perspective. You can measure angles from an orthographic view, and they're more accurate than if you're looking at it with perspective. An orthographic view gives you a proper layout of how far things are apart and what angle things are to other things and what the distance is. Perspective doesn't do that. You combine them because you're cheating, because you're too dishonest and uneducated to do anything other than this. You don't understand how it works. You don't have a fucking clue. You've gotten into flat Earth and you think that's the way of Jesus. That's what the Bible said. No, the Bible has nothing to do with it, man. The Bible is just a book written thousands of years ago. It's just a book. It has nothing to do with science. It has nothing to do with the shape of the earth. We've measured it. Anyway, I can't watch any more of this dumb fuck. He is just incredibly ignorant. He really is. He's one of the OGs. He's someone's flurf daddy. Some poor son of a bitch thinks he's intelligent. Let's see who thinks he's intelligent. There's a skeptic. Yeah, he thinks he's intelligent. Jason. I don't recognize any of these names because this is like 5 years ago. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these guys. Crow 777, I recognize that name. Yeah, I don't. Our True Earth. Excellent video, masterfully done. Thank you so much. This gives me something to show my friends, and I'm sure it'll wake them up. It'll put them in the hospital for laughing so hard. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these people. Recognize one name. Schrodinger's catative? What? Huh. Schrodinger's cat. Or cat live. Huh. Yeah, it's just that's another name I recognize. That's it. So anyway, I mean, it's just so sad. It really is. I mean, it's just they're wasting their fucking lives. They're wasting their lives on bullshit. Just bullshit. They don't. They're so insecure. They don't want to be a speck of dust flying through the universe on the back of a whirly twirly space water ball. They don't understand science, so they mock it. They're jealous of people smarter than them, so they mock them, call them names, call them demons. It's like children. They act like children. It's just sad. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for coming. Pop some bucks in the kitty if you can. I'm gonna take off. I got a couple of videos I want to watch. And yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Been on for 3 hours. I think I'm ready to